in this moment, we're also running into some funny situations because of the combination of AI-driven slop online and the extreme and bizarre news environment that is the second term of Donald Trump's presidency. Let me tell you how these two things come together. NBC News reporter Kevin Collier has really interesting new reporting on one particular thing that's going on online. It's a newly reported, previously undescribed network of AI-powered bots that are on Twitter, that are on X. And these bots exist just to automatically praise Trump administration officials, to praise them and praise everything they do. Here's the lead, Mr. Collier's story. Quote, a previously unreported network of hundreds of accounts on X is using artificial intelligence to automatically reply to conservatives with positive messages about people in the Trump administration. Quote, it's unclear who is behind the network or which of the multiple AI chatbots that are widely accessible to the public was used to power it. The bots have posted support for conservative figures since 2024, including supporting Trump and other Republicans on the ballot in the lead up to the 2024 election, and then afterward posting that they were excited for Trump to take office. Now, the bots in the network, quote, offer consistent praise for key Trump figures, particularly support for Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. So this is one of the ways that things online are just trash now in terms of your ability to get true and bankable information online. In this case, this bot network NBC is reporting on, these bots are trained to automatically post tirelessly, mechanically, over and over again, things that Trump supporters might say in support of Trump things. Right, so you no longer have to pay a troll farm of teenagers in Macedonia or St. Petersburg, Russia, to pretend to be right-wing Americans saying political things online. Now, instead, they just train these automated bots to do it. They input into these bots the content that Trump supporters post online, and then they tell the bots to just mimic it. Just spit it back out in quantity, thus maximizing what appears to be pro-Trump commentary online. But here's the problem. Artificial intelligence is not actually intelligent. It only knows what it has been trained on. It only knows what it has been fed. And so these bots that are being told to mimic Trump supporters' social media comments, these bots are now getting confused about what they should say about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Here's one of the bots as reported by NBC. This one's name is L Harry 38143. And that bot posts this, quote, Pam Bondi's attempt to escape with the Epstein client list is laughable. It's time we demand transparency and justice for all victims involved. And then less than 24 hours later, here's that exact same bot. Retweet if you agree that it's time to take a stand against the mob mentality and support Pam Bondi. Same bot, less than 24 hours later, one very much against Pam Bondi, one very much for Pam Bondi, both on the basis of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Here's another one. This bot is called, what's its name? Carrie 36622. Wow, this is getting juicy. Can't wait to see what comes out of all this. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. Hashtag MAGA bombshell. Hashtag Epstein files. Hashtag Trump scandal. And then literally 1 minute later, the same bot says this, quote, the coffin of perversion has been nailed shut as the case of Jeffrey Epstein is finally closed. Hashtag justice. Hashtag closure. So which is it? This is juicy. I can't wait to see what happens next. Or finally, closure. I'm so glad this is over. 1 minute apart. These Bots. This is the kind of content you get from AI. These bots are trained to mimic MAGA voices online. They are trained to sound like Trump supporters based on the kind of stuff that Trump supporters say. And so when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein story, the bots are malfunctioning. They're like sparking wires and melting down. Because these bots are trying to say what Trump supporters have always said: Epstein scandal, why is nobody talking about the Epstein scandal? And at the same time, they're also trying to say what Trump is saying now, which is definitely do not talk about the Epstein scandal, everybody stop talking about it. Does not compute. Pew, pew. Like they're melting down. They don't know what to do. As NBC News put it, quote, with the MAGA movement split over the administration's handling of files involving deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the account's messaging has broken, offering contradictory statements on the issue and revealing the AI-fueled nature of the accounts. Now, what's happening here is the equivalent of the extra arm or the 7 fingers on the baby, right? It's no longer working. They're showing their guts. But it is understandable that the bots are melting down. I mean, if you're going to try to be pro-Trump on the Jeffrey Epstein issue, what are you going to say? Right? I mean, what happened to the lawyer who got Epstein his bizarrely lenient plea deal when he was first arrested on sex trafficking charges in Florida? What happened to the lawyer who got him that bizarrely lenient plea deal? Well, Trump hired him to be his own lawyer. What happened to the U.S. attorney who gave Jeffrey Epstein that bizarrely lenient plea deal? Trump put him in his cabinet in his first term. Well, who then prosecuted Epstein a second time when he was brought up on federal charges? That was the SDNY line prosecutor who Trump inexplicably fired last week. Who was in charge of the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons when Epstein then killed himself in federal custody? President Donald Trump. Who bragged to a reporter about how much Epstein seemed to like women on the younger side? Who said Epstein was a lot of fun to be with? Who bragged that he was friends with Epstein for 15 years? Who flew on his plane at least 7 times? And who now says that everybody needs to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein right now? Answers there are Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and Donald Trump. So if you're supposed to be a pro-Trump bot commenting on the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, what are you going to do? You're going to melt down. They don't know what to say anymore. And the polling of real live humans on the issue reflects the same disgust. In the new CBS News YouGov poll that's just come out, Trump is underwater overall in terms of his approval rating by 16 points. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling his job as president? Disapprove by 16 points. Well, okay, but do you feel strongly about it? Turns out yes. The number of Americans who say they strongly approve of Trump is 24%. The number of Americans who say they strongly disapprove of Trump is 47%. That's almost double. So if you live somewhere with a lot of MAGA supporters and you're always hearing people say how much they love, love, love Trump, and they've got Trump flags up and Trump bumper stickers and blah, 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 you should know that the people who feel very strongly against Trump outnumber Trump fans in this country by almost exactly a 2-to-1 margin. They take up a lot of space, but they are not even a quarter of the population. They are 2-to-1 outnumbered by people who strongly disapprove of Trump. And it's not just him personally. He is underwater on every issue, including the one he wants to be his best issue. Do you approve of Trump's handling of immigration? No. By a 12-point margin. Do you approve of Trump's handling of Iran? No. By a 12-point margin. Do you approve of Trump's handling of the Israel-Hamas conflict? No, by a 14-point margin. Do you want the U.S. government to put tariffs on other countries? No, by a 20-point margin. Do you approve of Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill? No, by a 22-point margin. Do you think the Big Beautiful Bill will help you or hurt you and your family? Hurt by a 2-to-1 margin. Well, what do you think about Trump's handling of the Epstein matter? Well, by a 50-point margin, Americans say they are dissatisfied with Trump's handling of this matter. The number of Americans who say they are somewhat or very dissatisfied by Trump's handling of the Epstein matter is 75%. The number of Americans who say they are somewhat or very satisfied is only 25%. That is a 50-point gap. Should the U.S. Department of Justice release all the information it has regarding the Jeffrey Epstein case? Yes. Yes. Yes, by a 78-point margin. Nearly 90% of Americans say the government should do that. To which Trump says, everybody please stop talking about this. Don't believe everything you hear without checking it out. Don't believe everything you see without checking it out.